Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm actually going to show you guys how I like to groom and shape and fill in my eyebrows. I know it's been highly requested on how I do my brows, but I wanted to make the video kind of worth it. And I just recently started shaping my eyebrows at home. I mean, they're pretty much already shaped. I've been going to Ulta for a while and having them do it. I just really want to save myself like the $20 plus tip every single month, because that's about how often I have to have my eyebrows done, is once a month. They grow in a lot. So I'm ready to do them. They're looking pretty awful. Just in case you guys are wondering, yes, there's a bunny in my background. My daughter made it for me at school. It's Easter weekend while I'm filming this. So yeah, that's going to be back there because I thought it was so cute. I think she did such a good job on it. So I just set it on my desk and forgot about it before I sat down to film, but that's fine. I think it's adorable. You guys can see it for yourselves. Anyways, what I want to do first is show you guys the products that I purchased to work on my eyebrows and let you know how I feel about the products that I got, because there was a few hits and misses, and then I'll zoom you guys in and show you guys exactly what I do. I picked up the GG Cream Wax for Sensitive Skin Microwave Hair Removal Wax. So this is the one that I purchased. I do not like this stuff very well. Not for doing your face. It is a weird texture, very weird, and you never want to let it fall over because it will like seep onto the cap and it's very hard to get it back down into a flat form. It's a very weird texture. Like, that's what it looks like in the container. Even when I melt it, it's not that sticky. It's very weird. I'm going to test it out some more, but I wasn't a fan of this. And of course, to go along with those, I went to Sally Beauty Supply for all of this stuff. I picked up these strips and, you know, just so I could wax them. I think it would be best to use this kind of stuff probably for like your legs or something. I did pick up the GG Wax Off Wax Remover for skin. So this is what the bottle looks like. You guys do need this, especially when messing around with a wax like that. I didn't think I needed a wax remover. I guess I just wasn't thinking about it when I first went to the store. Let me tell you what. I made a huge mess all over my hands. I had sticky wax on my hands that I could not remove. So I had to go back to the store and purchase that. So that's nice to have just in case you need to clean up afterwards. What I really enjoyed though was the GG hair removal strips for the face. So this is what the box looks like, and it comes with the strips as well as one of those post-waxing lotion skin moisturizer. It comes in just this little bottle. I really do enjoy this stuff. This is what you rub on after you get done waxing, kind of like they would do to you at the salon, so that way, you know, your skin isn't so sensitive, you're not still in pain. It's very calming on the skin. These are what the strips actually look like. What you do is you peel this apart and it actually turns into two different wax strips with just this one. So I actually find that really convenient because you get more for your money, especially since this is so big. Like, look at that right there. When I hold it up to my eyebrow, that's another thing. If you want to use these and like shape out your brows that way, all I did at one point was I held this up to my eyebrow like this and then took a marker and lined it and then cut it out. So that way I could get the same shape for my eyes that I wanted to. I don't necessarily do that so much anymore. The other way I enjoy doing it is that I cut this in half and then peel it apart, and I'll remove some hair from right here and up here. And it gives it more uses, obviously, because if you're doing that, it's cutting it into 4 pieces. I'll show you guys in a little bit what I really mean. And then I'll do like the middle section here and everything. Now, before I actually purchased that, I was looking for an easier way to kind of do it. I was at Walmart one day, and that's kind of what got me started on this kick. I had been watching some YouTuber and they showed me these scissors and I was really interested in them. But I found this whole entire kit by the brand Kiss, and I will link everything down below so you guys can go check it out if you want to. But I got it at Walmart for a super great deal. And it came with these scissors right here. So it's got this little brush right there. I don't really like to use that brush. I find it difficult to brush up my brows and trim them with that brush on. So I typically will just slide that right off. Then it came with these 2 different razors right here. I do not like these at all. I felt like it was giving me razor burn. Like, it was very weird, and it definitely did not remove my hair the way that I wanted it to. But it did also come with a set of tweezers that do work great. And then it did come with this other kind of brush, depending on what you like to use. You got this brush on, let me show you. You have this brush here, that brush, and then the spoolie end. The spoolie end is honestly my favorite part and what I use to actually brush the hairs up before trimming them. So, yep, that's kind of how I feel about all those products. And for today, showing you guys how I fill in my eyebrows, I'm just going to go in with my NYX eyebrow pencil. So yeah, I'm going to zoom you guys in and we'll just get right into it. I'll show you guys how I do this. I'm going to take those scissors that I showed you guys before, and I'm going to take the spoolie, and I'm going to trim my brows first. What I'm going to do is brush them up and just trim a little bit at a time. I don't want to trim my brows too much because the longer they are, they like fall into place and it doesn't look so sparse. So you guys really want to be careful of how much you trim them. My eyebrows definitely have like a weird, they fall weird. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Then I'm actually going to take those same scissors and I'm going to cut this strip in half like I told you guys before. I'm only going to shape a little bit of my brows with this because I want to, I kind of let them go for a while, and I want to be careful. I mean, less is better, you know, to begin with. You can always take off more, but you can't replace it, so just be careful. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off all the excess stuff down here that I really want to get rid of, and then I will go in with the tweezers and go closer with it. So you just peel it apart just like that. So as you can see, a little bit of wax is right there. So the wax is on each side of these strips. So you actually get 2. And obviously since I cut it down in size, I get 4. I love that it has this part right here that's not the wax because it makes it a little bit easier. I can see where I'm placing it. And I've actually laid this part down on my brows before so I can get right under there. So then I just do that. And then I'm just going to tear it off in the opposite direction that the brows grow. Just like that. Not a big deal. So now I'm going to go in on the other side. As you can see there, it definitely does pull off a lot of hair. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But it does work really well. Like, I just got a lot off that I needed to get. And then I'm going to lay this down. And you always want to pull in the direction, the opposite direction that your hairs grow. So mine are like growing up. I'm going to want to rip it down. This just takes off the majority of it so that you don't have to pluck too much. Okay, so that was literally just one strip that I just did all of that with. And typically what else I would do is I would use a second one and I would do right up here. But for some reason that part just hasn't really grown back as much yet. So I'm going to wait to do that. But that is what I do next, but using just the same process, not really a big deal. Okay, so now that I did that part, before I get any closer to shaping my eyebrows, I'm going to take my NYX Precision Brow Pencil and I'm going to start filling in my brows like I normally would. That way I can really see what else needs to come off without ruining the shape of my eyebrows. That way I don't accidentally take off a chunk that's supposed to be there. It just makes it a little bit easier, in my opinion, if you fill in your brows so that you know, like, okay, my brows look good, you know, what's outside of where you filled it in, and then pluck from there. So how I fill in my brows is really easy, honestly. It's why I didn't want to make a whole video on just that because it really doesn't take much for me to do it. But I know when I was first starting, I had no idea how to start, and I just run it through with a spoolie, just make sure that the hair is falling into place like where I want it. And then I'm just going to take the pencil, and what I usually do is I start off by lightly lining the bottom part right here, and then go up into my arch. I like to line it really well first, like all around it on the bottom first, and then I'll go up to the top. And then I'll start following naturally where my eyebrows kind of go. And then I start doing the front. And in the front, I will typically do it in an upward motion to mimic the brow hairs. And I won't do too much in the front. And here is really where I really like to fill them in. Just recently I saw someone doing this and it seemed to fill them in a little bit better. So I did start going a little bit back and forth rather than just doing this. So that's pretty much all I do. And you can see the difference of this brow filled in compared to this one. You can see how sparse that really looks. I do like to have bigger, fuller eyebrows. I feel like it just makes the looks come together a lot better, in my opinion. So So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in this other brow, just like I did this one, and then I'll go ahead and pluck around that. Okay, so now that both my eyebrows are filled in, I'm gonna start plucking around where I filled them in and just carefully tweeze out a few that don't fit in with the shape of my brows when I typically would fill them in on a daily basis. This is the part you probably want to be most careful of. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. I've already taken a couple off of here that went outside of the line, and it looks so much cleaner and nicer. You guys didn't get a chance to see that just because I forgot to hit the record button. That happens sometimes. So now I'm going to go in on this side and do the same thing. Like I told you guys before, if you want to, you can go ahead and then take this little bit of moisturizer just so that, you know, I mean, you guys can tell my eyebrows are a little red around it. It is just really soothing. So I would just take this and just lightly rub it all around here. Everywhere that I just kind of waxed and plucked. It's just going to feel really soothing. Honestly, I really enjoy the part afterwards when you put this stuff on. It just feels relaxing, just like you would if a professional was doing your brows. And I think it cools down the redness a lot. I did my best friend's eyebrows. I literally did this the first time to myself randomly thinking, oh, I got this. And I did it, and then the very next day went and did my best friend's eyebrows because she was so excited about it. So yeah guys, that's it for my eyebrow tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was really helpful to some of you.